Spit by Flying Fantasy Horse.
I am so happy. I'm just a small little filly who likes dresses and pretty mares. One day, I want to be just like them and get a job in modelling. They will take pictures of me in my pretty dresses that I designed myself. I'll be on billboards and I'll have my own girly cologne. Every pony will love me. I'll be the greatest model ever. Not that my parents agree. My parents are good ponies. They just don't like me. I don't know why, because I have never done anything wrong in my life. They still think that I'm a bad filly. My daddy thinks I should be more like my mummy, who works at a sewing place. She doesn't design pretty dresses like the ones that I see in my magazine, but they are still great. Sometimes she makes dresses for me. I look stunning in them when I pose in front of the mirror. I go to school and learn a lot of things. I know how to multiply up to 20, and I can read good. Sometimes I pretend that I am the smartest pony in all of Equestria. My daddy says that I can't read worth a donkey's ass. I'm not sure what that means, but I think he doesn't like donkeys. Sometimes he calls me a donkey, but I know I'm not a donkey. I'm a pony, just like every pony else. The only thing I don't like about school is sometimes they make fun of me. Some ponies don't think I'm beautiful. They are beautiful, but I'm not. They have lots of bits, and I don't. They can buy a lot of pretty dresses, and sometimes they go into beauty competitions and win gold medals. I wish I could win a gold medal, but I'm not beautiful enough. I asked my mother if I can enter some, but she says they are a waste of time. My daddy said if I was beautiful, I would be making this family a lot more money. My mummy and daddy fight a lot. They don't agree on some things, and they start throwing things. When they do that, I go into my room and play with my dolls. I brush their hair and make them beautiful. Sometimes I pretend that one of the dolls is me, and I meet a beautiful and handsome prince. He takes me away into his castle, and we love each other until we get old. Then my daddy comes in and then he hits me in the head. One day, my class went on a field trip to a museum. We went into this exhibit about Nightmare Moon. The story is that Princess Celestia and Princess Luna fought each other because Luna got mad at Celestia. She turned into Nightmare Moon and tried to defeat Celestia. Celestia defeated Nightmare Moon and banished her to the moon. She still isn't out of the moon, which I thought was weird because this happened almost 1,000 years ago. Anyways, we went to the exhibit and there was a large sculpture of Princess Celestia. She looked so pretty and the sun above her shined like a pot of gold. She looked down at me, smiling at me. She was so beautiful and her mane was sparkling. She was sparkling and I couldn't help but touch the sculpture. Then something bad happened. The sculpture started wiggling and it dropped to the floor, breaking into small pieces. I was surprised because I didn't know that was going to happen. The group looked at me and laughed. I felt so embarrassed. One of the teachers got mad at me and got my parents. Then my parents got mad at me, especially my daddy. He turned red and yelled at me in front of my class. I cried and they took me home. My daddy started hitting me and it stung like a bee. My mummy told him not to hit me, but he pushed her away and called her a word that I didn't know what it meant. I was still crying and my face hurt. My father kept hitting me and I was pushed to the floor. Some blood came out from my mouth and I could feel a cut opening up on my cheek. She held me and spanked me. I was crying so hard because everything hurt. He stopped after that and sent me downstairs and locked me in there. After that, I got news of something amazing. I was going to have a little sister. I got so excited that I was jumping around the house. I was so happy. Then I got hit for making so much noise. I didn't care. I was having a baby sister. It was amazing. My mother said that she was coming soon. Since she didn't tell me earlier, my father wasn't really excited. He said that he wanted a boy. Then the day came. Mother was in the hospital with Daddy and I sat in there. The hospital smelled funny and there was a lot of ponies and wheelchairs with bandages. Daddy said that this was where ponies went when they got hurt. I asked him why I never went there since I got hurt a lot at home. He didn't reply to me. Mother was screaming too loud. Daddy went into the room where Mummy was and he left me outside. Soon I could hear the cries of a baby. Daddy told me to come inside. Mummy had tears in her eyes and she was holding a bundle of blankets. Daddy smiled a little. I stared at the bundle as a small baby cried. She was so cute and beautiful. Mother looked at Daddy and asked her what her name would be. He said he didn't know. He said he wanted a boy. After that, I went back to school. Mother stayed at home to take care of the baby. Everything went back to normal after that. I got good grades after that. But then one day something bad happened. It was recess and I was playing by myself with my dolls that I brought from home. Some girl came over to me where I was sitting and asked me what I was doing. I said I was playing with my dolls. One girl took one of my dolls and gave it to the other girls. I got mad and told her to give it back to me. She said that I was too old to be playing with dolls. I said that I wasn't. She said that I should dip my head in mud so I can look prettier. I hated her for that, and I was getting more angry. They all laughed at me and played with my doll. I didn't know what happened next, but one of the girls started crying and running to one of the teachers. The other girl stared at me for something I didn't know. She told the teacher that I punched her. The teacher got mad again and got me to the principal's office. She got mad at me and got my parents to come over. The only one available was my mother because my daddy was out in the town. She didn't really get mad at me, but my daddy did. He didn't come home until it was dark out. His hair was messy and he was walking really funny. I almost started laughing, but my mother told him what happened that day. Daddy stared at me and started turning red. He walked to me and told me to go to my room. He would meet me there. I went to my room and wondered what was happening. My mother started yelling at my father in the other room, but he told her to shut up. Then I heard a slap and my mother didn't talk anymore. It sounded like she was crying. Then my daddy came into my room. He closed the door and it made a clicking sound. He had some rope in his one hoof and he had some cloth, but I didn't know what they were for. He said that I was a bad girl. I told him that the girls were being mean to me, but he told me to shut up. I listened and he started walking towards me. He told me to get on the bed. I went on the bed and then he told me to stretch my legs. I did that and he started tying my front legs to my bed. He took out the cloth and put it around my mouth. I started to groan, but he yelled at me. Then he said that I was about to become a real mare. I didn't know what that meant, but he started hitting me. I started crying, but I couldn't scream because the cloth was in my mouth. I tried to get away from the rope, but they were tight and they hurt. Then I heard my sister crying. I tried getting off the bed, but my daddy kept me down. He was right over me and he kept hitting me. I kicked him right around his back legs and he screamed in pain. He fell off the bed and stumbled around my room. He looked dizzy. Then suddenly he fell into my window and it broke into many tiny little pieces. Daddy was bleeding and he wasn't moving. I started screaming, wondering if my daddy was okay. My door opened and my mother came in. She untied me and freed me from my bed. Then she looked at my daddy and screamed. There was a knock on the front door and my mother told me to stay with my daddy. She went to the front door and started screaming again. I went to see what was the matter, and I saw my mother being chained up by other ponies. I screamed and told the ponies to stop it. One pony started walking towards me, but I ran away. I still heard my sister screaming, and I went into her room. She was crying in a crib in her blanket. I hushed her and wrapped her up in a bundle. The stallion was coming into the room. I opened up the window and sneaked away. I ran and ran with my sister. There was ponies running behind me, but I was faster. I took a corner and hid in the bushes. Those ponies became confused and kept searching for me. My sister started to cry, but I hushed her. I told her that everything was going to be okay. She stared at me with those cute eyes and started to fall asleep in my arms. My parents were gone, but I was happy. They were bad ponies and they hurt me. They didn't name her, but I named her Sweetie Belle. I thought it was fitting because she was such a sweetie, and Belle came from one of my favourite models, Diamond Belle. I'm so happy.
Baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark. Mommy shark do 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 do, mommy shark do 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 do, mommy shark do 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 do, mommy shark.
Shark,